your boy from back another one. Yo, we got academics, right? Trying to dox Kendrick Lamar music or his song with allegations of bots, right? So now I have a problem with this. Right before Juneteenth, before Kendrick Lamar performs the pop out show with Ken and Friends, right? You want to go and promote that this song isn't real, that it's not a real stream number one song, it's not the thing that every single YouTuber was reacting to and had generational views on. Like, come on, bro. This is pure hate and pure Drake paid for hate act. You are compromised and you are extremely evil. Let's get straight into this reaction because I think this is stupid.
Big Act in the building. I'm hearing
What's
echo.
up?
I'm hearing the echo. Is this who I think it is?
Yes, this is who you think it is.
Okay. All right. I'm here. All right. Do I? Oh, I don't hear the echo anymore. Okay. Well, first and foremost, welcome to my stream. We're about to explain in a second who you are, but by the way, I didn't set this up, chat. This fell in my lap. Okay. But today is
we're calling Cap, pure Cap,
Kendrick Lamar's 37th birthday. I want to wish him a very happy birthday. I'm wondering how he's spending it. He's been laying low, doing his thing. We've seen him at the Compton, college commencement speech. And apparently, if the people who vetted you are right, you might have something in common with Kendrick Lamar. Am I right or not?
Yes and no. Yes.
Okay. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of why you're on here, brother. Who are you? And what do you do? And just explain yourself, okay?
Yeah. So a lot of people know me online as Epic. I'm also known as just Epic to the community, to Discord.
What are you known as?
Epic.
Epic.
That's my name.
Okay. All right. And I know people are confused. They're like, all right, who the hell is this guy? Why would some people know you, and what is your story here, brother?
Yeah, so I do digital marketing, and I also worked for a couple of the top streamers. I also did a bunch of internet stuff in the past.
Break that down. What do you mean digital marketing? Work for what do you do? Just give me an example.
So for artists, streams. So I'm big into the fake stream world, or pushing out albums, releases, helping with unit sales, anything that has to do with billboard or merch or etc.
Okay, so let me kind of catch the chat up because we just started and I know you were waiting for a bit. They're confused. Okay, chat. I basically got told there's someone who is very integral behind the scenes helping out artists portray or convey this image that they're successful through inflating their streams. And we all know this is part of the game. So basically, artists buy fake streams, okay? Now, I heard that there was a guy who was helping a lot of artists that was willing to come forward to break all of this down, reveal names, and pretty much just be honest on how the whole process goes. So I said, hey, I'm down to listen. Am I kind of on the money on your intentions here, sir?
No, exactly right. And the only reason I'm coming out and I wanted to say something is because I've never been put in this position, but recently, ever since this whole thing started, I've actually been receiving texts and people have been telling me not to say stuff, and I've just been put in really weird positions.
Wait, what do you mean what thing? Like what thing started?
It was actually threatening text messages after I worked for a certain artist that we'll get into, and pretty much telling me not to say stuff. Certain people were texting me random numbers, just a bunch of things that I didn't want. And I usually don't say anything. People know, I'm known, people know me. They I keep my mouth quiet, I do my work, and then I'm done. I don't take sides, I don't pick who I work for.
Mm-hmm.
I usually get reached out to, I do the work, and then I just stay quiet, I get paid. But for some reason, they thought it would be a good idea to start texting me from different numbers, just trying to get information and threaten me. So,
Okay, so The reason, so you're the fake stream guy, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Everybody pretty much goes to me for anything like fake streams or fake views.
okay. Now, people are gonna say, how the fuck do we know this is a fake stream guy? He could be capping. Could you either tell us how this works, or do you have any proof of anything you've done? I guess people who are watching would want to verify that you're not just some person who's just making up a story.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. So, what is there anything you'd like me to do? Like, how would you want me to show this?
I mean, I don't know what the capabilities are, but I would like for you to explain how fake streams work, and then probably show us some proof that you've probably done this.
Yeah. So, pretty much the fake streams. So there's different ways, and there's been ways in the past, and Spotify actually does end up cracking down, and they do patch it sometimes for certain artists.
Yeah.
And they're actually involved. That's the craziest part about it. Spotify is in on it, and people know this, and it's been going on for a while.
What do you mean Spotify is involved? Like, not the company of Spotify. You're talking about employees?
No, like the company Spotify. Like they do it, and because it makes them look better at the end of the day.
Oh, okay. So you believe Spotify fake streams as a company?
So this whole entire thing is also showing how invalidated or how inflated or how fake the music industry is. I mean, clearly you have this regular, I'm not going to add too much sauce on what type of guy this guy is, but you know what he is, one of them dudes. And he's paid off by the big supreme, Lucian Grange type of guy. So but the interesting thing is, if Kendrick has it, how many of them do you think is on Drake's side? All right, because honestly, I don't think this is real, and I think this is all made up and bullcrap. But if I was to feed into it, how many do you think Drake has? All right.
No, I know they do. They don't personally fake them, but they let it happen, or they have deals with the labels or the artists that it lets them pass. And it's usually, them reaching out to them, being like, "Hey, we pretty much know you do this, but we're going to let it slide because it helps us revenue wise, and it also helps us, make our site and our program look like it's bigger than it really is." Because they do bring the most traffic in when it comes to streams or music or anything like viewership wise.
So it sounds a lot like this is what Taylor Swift uses too, right? Is that too far?
Okay, now I gotta keep fact checking you here, because then also I had a very lucrative contract with Spotify when I did a podcast there, and also us separating. We've been very cordial with each other and promised not to disparage the other. So again, me doing my job as a journalist.
Yes, sir.
I do want to see, like, what proof do you have that you think that there is collusion here among these bigger companies? Because we usually think of fake stream as like, some struggling artists trying to act like they're lit. Like, what proof do you have of this?
So, I mean, I have payments from certain companies and labels and people paying me. So, like, for example, one of the top 3, they paid me a certain amount of money to buy a certain artist that is in the top 10 on the Spotify charts. And usually what it is, so let's say there's a difference between when you're buying a smaller artist and you're buying a bigger artist.
Okay.
When you're buying a smaller artist, there's a certain way you have to do it without getting caught, without it being flagged, without the label being reached out to by Spotify and saying, hey, like some of these streams aren't genuine. And then there's also a difference between when you buy a bigger artist.
No, continue. I was thinking about like how much streams are you bought, but go ahead.
So it really depends on who it is. Let's say it's somebody in the top 5. You're going to be buying 2 million, 3 million, maybe 6 million at a time, depending on what it is. If it's an album drop, if it's a release, if it's a single, it just depends. But when it comes to smaller artists, let's say they want 20,000 plays over 4 days. You're going to do like 2,000 one day, maybe drop it to 700. There's certain ways you have to do it. And there are certain people out there who know how to do it correctly. Spotify has been doing this. They haven't been doing this, but they've been cracking down on it. And there's certain ways that somebody has to bot, the song so it doesn't get detected or it doesn't get flagged. And it's also good when the bigger artists do it because it makes the site look better and it gives Spotify more ad revenue so they could charge more for ads and you get more time on the air. You know what I mean?
So this just proves this guy is Akademiks is not realizing what he's doing by exposing Kendrick Lamar, trying to. He's exposing the music industry and exposing what his favorite artist uses and Taylor Swift uses in order to become the number one artist or the biggest streaming artist. And what are they promoting? They're promoting those artists the most. And what are they profiting? They're profiting by having mad people sign up to those subscriptions and adding the biggest amount of those subscriptions so they stay on the app the longest without getting ads and stuff like that. But the ad placements is on for people who have it for free and all this other stuff, right? This is just the business, right? So now Akademiks, what he think he's doing, it's actually contradicting everything and actually exposing the industry. What he's doing is exposing the industry by accident. Everything that y'all hear, all of these artists, the biggest artists in the world, they're really not the biggest. They're just bodied into being the biggest and promoted to your face the most. So are they the biggest if they're promoted the most? I don't know. Now let me know.
Okay, so now you're slightly contradicting yourself though, because you're saying that Spotify is in cahoots with the people who bought streams, but you're saying they're cracking down on it. That's like me saying I'm the cop that I'm working with the drug dealers, but I bust them when I catch them on the corner. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I meant for smaller artists. Yeah, and they do reach out and they do keep track of when they reach out. So hey, if something happens, they could be like, they could show the proof. Like, hey, we did end up reaching out to this person. Hey, we did ask them about it. Hey, they denied it. Hey, oh, they said they just didn't give us a statement. So they keep track of all that.
Okay. All right. So give us an explanation. Like how does the process go?
So, okay, a label or an artist hits me up. They say, hey, we're doing a release this day. We want this many plays, and we want it to happen this fast. And then I'd go into my software, and then I'd put in like, I could either do it manually or I could do it automatically. It depends on how they want it, or if they want it to look a certain way, if they want it to be from a different country. If the artist is from, let's say, the US, I'll do US-based streams. Or if they want to do it if they're from Nigeria, I'll do from Nigeria, France, etc. So it just depends on what the person wants and how they want it, and that's how I would execute it.
Okay, so explain. I'm guessing you have an interface or a software, some dashboard, or something like that. Explain the science behind it, because for a stream to count on whether it's YouTube, Apple Music, or even Spotify, they're gonna need a device or an account, right? Some registered account with the app playing the song for at least 30 seconds before they count it as a stream. So how do you pull that off for millions of streams, right?
So I'll actually just tell you how I do it, because like I'm not interested in in doing this anymore. I'm I'm trying to change it because it's just not worth it anymore for me as as an employee, as somebody who's doing this for a while. So there are many ways to do it, and one of the ways recently you've been able to do it. So what you would do is you could actually set up a bunch of fake phones, let's say Samsung devices, because device does matter, and what you're viewing it on, it can all be seen by Spotify. So what you would do is you want premium accounts. So like free plays, free trials, those don't work. So what you would do is you would get a gift card, you would set it up to a bunch of phones. And phones, I mean, like you could emulate them. People can make fake phones off computers and servers and devices and computers and laptops. And you would pretty much just replay that so it looks like it's a play, and you play it for at least a minute of the song, or you could do the full song, and you just have it going in the background thousands and thousands and thousands of times. So you can't do it all at once, because obviously it wouldn't work like that, or it's too much, or it's just really not possible. That's why people like to do plays slowly, and they do them at a certain time, at a certain rate. But yeah, what you would do, so to do the premium method is what people have been doing recently, is you would get like a gift card or like a prepaid or something. You would sign up for a free trial with it, and then you would connect that card to multiple accounts or different cards to multiple accounts, and you would get it playing in the background. So the phones are technically on a premium trial, and they're actively listening to the song for more than 45 seconds, and that would count as a play.
Oh, okay.
And it also depends on where they're based out of as well.
So there's not actual phones like in some big server or data center. You're saying that people are using.
It's basically a spreadsheet of phones. This is insane. He's exposing the industry, because this isn't just used by Kendrick. If it's used by Kendrick, because I think it's not, but let's say it is, then that exposes Taylor Swift numbers, because ain't nobody listening to Taylor Swift, man.
Like these emulators to kind of like mirror phones and then having software, which would be Spotify or Apple Music, run on them playing song A, song B, or song C at a certain rate, right?
Yeah. So like in like a long time ago, like before phones and computers were big things, what people would do is they would have, you've probably seen videos. They have walls of phones, like the Samsungs, and they have people in India or different countries just playing the songs on all those walls of phones, right? Like that's how you used to be able to do it because it's technically a real stream.
Yeah.
So they would have those farms, those phone farms. But nowadays they have emulators. So it's like a Samsung emulator, an iPhone emulator. You could pretty much make a fake phone on your computer. So imagine that, but you just multiply it by 10,000, 15,000, couple thousand, and then you just do that for the streams every single time. So yeah, you could pretty much make a fake phone and they work as real phones and they technically count as phone streams because you could play it off Safari or Google Play Store or something in that realm, and it technically counts. And it also depends. You could change your servers. So if you want your phone to be emulated from a certain location, you could change the geolocation on it. You want it from Las Vegas, you could have it Las Vegas. You want it from Chicago, New York, so it doesn't get detected. So it looks like it's a US based stream and a US based country.
Okay,
So the industry knows this and Spotify knows this. So that means Spotify should be invalidated. Like they should be crossed out from Billboard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it should be crossed out from being accepted, because how is this a tactic that's being used against a corporation that's being used to inflate artists and making people feel like independent artists can't be successful because there's a machine that's going against them, and anybody that just want to pick up an instrument and make it and try to spread it out to the world, you can't do it unless you feed into this machine thingy that the labels have control of, not just an average person, the labels. He's not signed just by no corporation on the side, no, he's signed by labels. Like this is insane, y'all.
so let's put some tangible numbers on this. If someone wanted 6 million fake streams, how many emulators or phones would you need to set up to kind of run that? Let's say they wanted 6 million fake streams in 30 days, right? Say it's a bigger artist.
That's very reasonable. That is like usually the amount of days it would take to do that.
So how many fake phones or emulators would you have running playing these songs? Like, obviously fake playing them or playing them for real, but they're being played on these virtual phones. Like how many?
So it also depends on, like, let's say the company's budget, because it does cost money to do it. This isn't like a free thing. People are like, oh, you could anybody could do it. No, the thing about these companies is they have bigger budgets. There are servers you have to pay for. There are things you do have to pay for the emulators. It's not free to use like these softwares. You can't just make it. You can't just make a phone. So it really depends on their budget. But in like theory, you could make unlimited, but it's just really not possible. So let's say you wanted 30 million streams, you'd want at least like 14,000 to like 28,000 devices running at once, and just have that running a day. And then those, you could make more, you could add less, you could do whatever you want, but you also have to make it realistic as well. So you for a fake stream to count, and you want it to look real and you don't want it to get flagged, you're not just going to say, let's say, okay, I want this song to have 1 million plays. You're not going to do exactly 1 million plays in one day, because that's just unrealistic. And that's also 1 million devices. So what you're going to do is, let's say, oh, you want 1 million over a week. You're going to have 15,400, some random number, 1,438. You're going to have that you're going to have that plays that amount of days. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of confuse the system as well.
Okay. So all right, and obviously it's probably way more complicated, but in the interest of time, let's get to some of the also things that people would care about. So what would that cost? Say 10 million streams. What would that cost?
So for me on my side, 10 million, I would probably charge like $3,000.
$3,000?
Yeah, but the thing is,
what?
That's my cost. So let's say somebody wants to resell my service, which they usually do, which my service is resold all around. People put it on sites. People could post on Instagram, hey, you want streams? Hey, you want this? Hey, you want that? So they would upcharge it at whatever cost they want.
Okay, so maybe they upcharge it to 8,000 for 1 million streams.
Yeah, and then they make their cut, and then I'm still making my money. But it really just depends on who you're talking to and who you're using. So let's say I want to do I want to do streams for this person, but they reached out to me directly. I'm not going to tax them. I'm going to give them the cost so they come back to me. Let's say another person, an A&R, reached out to me for an artist. They're going to give them a tax price so they make money.
Now, I've heard about that, right? So I've heard about the guys who resell the services, but you're saying you're like the source or one of the sources that usually they're reselling your service.
Yeah. So, I mean, my service is resold. And the thing about it is I don't work for a certain person. I don't work for a certain company. So I'm not going to, like tell people, no, I'm not going to buy this. I'm not going to buy that. No, I'm not going to help you do this. No, I'm not going to help you that. Because at the end of the day, it all comes back to me and it makes me money. So I have no bias. I've never worked for somebody because I liked them. I never worked, didn't do work for somebody because I hated them. So it's always just coming back to me because people like my service. That's pretty much it at the end of the day. I'm not doing it to make a profit either. I mean, I'm doing it for work. It helps me make money, but I'm not going to go out there and tax somebody.
Okay. Well, I mean, you are doing it to make a profit. You're just saying you're not.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
overcharging.
Yeah.
You're not. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that sounds like a very low number for that many amount of quote unquote real fake streams. But that's why I feel like I don't believe it. It's not enough evidence. The guy is just talking. I mean, we have a receipt or we have some type of bank statements from different accounts, but it's just not enough proof. It's really not enough proof, to be honest. So there's no. But even if this is somewhat a real operation, though, because this is a real operation and they do these tactics. This is why I'm talking about them when I call Drake the biggest machine. Him and Taylor Swift and there's a whole bunch of other ones, bro. Like, you can tell the numbers is just so inauthentic. You're talking about 3 billion streams in a month type numbers. And we're like, okay, yes, they're popular artists, but that's a little bit extra. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the push thing, the pushed machine. And then when you have these other artists that's just trying to just make music on the side, or when they just, let's say they don't sell their soul or they don't do those extra things, why they can't get somewhat even close to that? Why do they have some weird number that's extremely low, but they're popular on the internet? It just doesn't make sense because they can't have access to this label induced machine, because this is a label machine, fake botter. This isn't just a machine that's just like I said, just a local machine that's now getting flagged a lot more by Spotify, allegedly, apparently. But let's keep it going.
I'm not going to overcharge.
So the obvious question then jumps in. Why come on the stream? Why blow up your own business? Because listen, if somebody finds a lick, they're going to run that shit into the ground. They're not going to be, because you're damn near pretty much a whistleblower at this point now, right? Like you're I'm pretty sure there is going to be people from Spotify that's watching this that's now going to be probably hitting their programmers and developers to do different things to try to detect fake streams, because you're giving an explanation now. Why fuck up your own business, your own possible bag? You could have been in the background collecting money.
It's because I'm being threatened. Honestly, that's the only reason I've even come on the stream, is because I'm being texted every day. I'm being spammed. I'm being threatened. People are trying to tell me they're going to kill me. They know where I live. Certain artists are reaching out to me saying they're threatening to kill me.
Okay. Well,
so you're telling me right before Juneteenth, you want to say certain artists who we're just going to say allegedly, Kendrick Lamar is threatening you? This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is just seems so fake, because when you listen to people talk about Kendrick Lamar, they talk about him as someone who's very tactical. He doesn't come out of his body like that. He's not, you know what I'm saying? He's cerebral, like, and he's laid back and he's chill, he's private and he's mysterious. So it's like, why would that type of person be sending threats to some type of stream botter? Like, you guys don't understand how falsified this is and how messed up it is, and how I feel like Akademiks was paid by whoever runs this big white supremacist corporation to make Kendrick Lamar look invalid. Or matter of fact, he might have been paid by Lucian Grange to make Drake look a little better. For all of the stuff that's coming out on Drake, it's just to smear a little bit on Kendrick Lamar, because that's what they want to constantly do, is just make stuff up about a mysterious dude who has to say pop out and show niggas, because he doesn't pop out often, right? So how is a mysterious dude y'all telling me all of this stuff he's doing behind the scenes? I just don't believe it. He's someone that I see is very private. He has a very private life. He's not living a facade. I feel like he's like J. Cole, but just more private. So, like, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Let's keep it going.
Then now the obvious comes in. You basically said that you're being open and honest and even coming out to say everything you're saying now because you're pretty much kind of done with this. Are you at the point that you're down to reveal who you've worked with, songs you've worked on, and are you trying to be as transparent as that?
Yeah, so I'll tell you who I recently worked for. Other artists, I still have very good relationships with them and their label and their managers.
Okay.
So there's certain people who I would never do that to out of respect. But the most recent song I did do all the bots for, well, most of it and the marketing was Not Like Us.
Now, a lot of people are going to say that's fucking cap. Like, you know what I mean? This is a song that people are playing outside. This is a song that's going around. I have it on here on YouTube. It says 80 million plays. If I go to Spotify and look it up, I think it says over 100 million plays, or actually 200 million, actually close to 300. Let me look it up. Not Like Us. I think the argument here is going to be, it says 343 on Spotify right now, 343 million. They're going to say, bro, Kendrick or Kendrick's team, obviously I don't think Kendrick's doing it himself, you could explain. He doesn't need to hit you up to fucking go figure this shit out. He could just, like, the song is hot already, right? Like, why the hell does he need you? To be honest, you're gonna have to give a little bit for people to actually believe that you're not fucking just lying, right?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, again, you could ask around about me. I'm not biased. I haven't, done this to fuck him over. I don't want to fuck him over. I don't want to fuck anybody over. But early on, when the song first dropped, it wasn't him. I'm not gonna say he reached out to me himself, because obviously he didn't. It was definitely somebody from management. They wanted me to do 30 million early, which fed into the rest of the views, because obviously it was going to be a hit song either way. I like the song. You want me to be honest? The song is good. Like, it's a hit song.
Hey, sir. Again,
I don't need a colonizer to tell me that this song is good. They are not like us. Akademiks, you are definitely not like us.
We're at the point where we're putting out public information. Could we also divulge names that we could verify even later? Who reached out to you on behalf of Kendrick?
I mean, I have payment proof, and I will DM that to you, as long as you won't expose it right now on stream in front of everybody. But I will send you all the proof, all the receipts, and everything.
Okay.
Because there are certain things that I want to keep myself safe at the end of the day too. But I will send it to you.
I want to independently verify it. Hold on. I'm gonna put in this call. Well, you know my Instagram name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or you could either send it in here or send it to me on Instagram. Just send like a screenshot or whatever. But you say you have payment proof of what? And even then, my next question is gonna be, well, if you did some shit on the song, which we still got to talk about, and you
also
got
have
paid
that
for the
proof as
song,
well. Yes.
why are you mad?
Because I haven't got paid my full amount that I was promised.
Break that down. So somebody reaches out to you for 30 million streams. What'd you tell them? How much money?
So I was actually promised so cuts as well. So I was promised payments after, but up front I was promised 5K.
Okay.
They told me it was for a big artist. Promised 5K up front.
Okay.
They sent me 2.5K, and then I was also promised after the song performed, I was also going to receive, a little percentage of the song, so points on the song.
Okay. Now, you're talking to somebody that's not industry dumb. Put it like this. My voice is on Push-Ups by Drake. I don't have percentage of that song. I would look like an idiot, and I'm pretty sure Drake would just block me if I said, give me percentage on the song. Now, you're a digital marketer.
Like, you're an idiot for not getting percentage on that song, bro. What? But you put my voice, bro. I'm about to. What's that? Because Drake has a song where he was like, "Eric, sue me, open the business," right? Like, I would do the same thing. I would have sued you and opened a business, Drake. Like, what?
Yeah, this is like my
Engineers,
full-time job.
engineers don't even get percentage of the song. Why? Is this the first time someone's promised you percentage on a song? Labels are
Yeah,
stingy,
this
rappers are
is
stingy. They're not going to give you percentage. They might give you a little fee, but they're not going to give you percentage of the song.
yeah, and they told me, they said after everything was done and after everybody was paid out is when I'd be paid the rest of the money. That's what I was told as well.
Who are you speaking with?
I don't really want to say who that is, but I am DMing you right now. They also, the reason they did it is because they also needed that song to win. I mean, I don't think he did it. He said he needed it. I just think they were competing with an artist who's big. Obviously, Drake is a huge artist, and they just needed to win. They needed that win, and they maybe needed the extra push, and they thought they needed it, which they probably would have won either way. I'm not biased, like I'm saying. They probably would have won without the streams, but they did it as a scapegoat just in case. It was their insurance.
Okay, give me one. I'm trying to figure out.
This just sounds like bullcrap, y'all. And I'm letting it play off so y'all really get y'all own thoughts and reactions to it, because the guy says a lot and I can't keep stopping and keep stopping his momentum, because he says a lot of information that you kind of have to just sit through and listen to. But he's not fun to listen to, but we got to keep it going. Like, I just think this is all fake, cap, paid actor. Let's keep it going.
You said you sent it?
No, I'm sending it right now.
Okay. So, you didn't think it was a little bit odd when they're like, "Hey, we're gonna give you percentage on the song"?
No, because people usually like to pay me after too, which I'm okay with, because I've been doing it for a while. So when I work with bigger artists, they want to see the numbers first. They want to see how it works. They want to see what they're going to get from it, what they're going to profit, how it's going to look, how it's going to make them look as an artist. So I usually take payment after. So I do take payment up front just as proof.
Okay.
But usually I let them pay me after, or whatever they want to.
Okay. All right. So you got 2,500 up front, and then you were expecting another 2,500, I'm guessing, and then
Yeah, I was expecting another 2,500, which I never received, and then after that was a percentage. And I've been doing this internet stuff for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's videos of me on YouTube. My voice is recognizable. There's certain people who know me from when I worked with certain streamers.
Now, Chad,
yeah.
I also want to contextualize what some of this means, right? This is what percentage on a song means. Like, if he was supposed to get percentage, well, obviously we could be talking about on the royalty side, or we could be talking about publishing. It would be probably odd to give someone on digital marketing publishing, but let's say on the royalty side, which, I'm guessing Kendrick is distributing everything through PG Lang. I don't know exactly how it's routed, but let's say he has that control where he could just make those calls, or maybe his team can make those calls. 1% of this song for what it's going to be worth is going to be it's going to be tens of thousands, if not $100,000. Like, you do know this, right? Like,
Which,
like 1%
I'm
of this song over
lot.
time. So 1% of this song over 24 to 36 months that's 1%, right? And that's, by the way, for people, I like to try to educate, some of the people who don't really know about the music industry as well. Like, this is what people talk about, points on the album or points on whatever. Points usually mean percentage. So when somebody says they're going to give you points, right? Like, usually like, hey, you have a point on this particular project, or obviously would be this song, that's worth 6 figures over time, right? Because like, I mean, shit. I don't know if you've ever been to this website, but His Daily Double, like, the song was making like 300,000 a week. Like, I don't even got to pull it up, but with 300,000 a week every week, and it's been out for like 8 weeks. It's still going to continue. Then we're not even talking about some of the publishers. Like, there's so much money being made from this song. This song is probably going to be grossing $10 million at least. Okay, so this is going to be a very lucrative song. When you were told that you were going to get points on this song, you said this never happened before. Were you a little skeptical?
No, because I usually give people the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, maybe they just don't want to pay me up front, or oh, maybe I just didn't really think it through that much, which I probably should have done now looking in the future. But I mean, like, hey, they have money, you know, they're a big marketing team. The artist has money, everybody has money. So I was like, hey, it shouldn't be an issue. I'm okay with them paying me after.
Okay. Were you certain? Were you? By the way, where am I waiting for the DM from you at? Did you send
The
it?
message?
Yeah. Did you send it?
It said I had to invite you to a chat, so I just sent a period to DM.
Okay. Yeah. I see it. Got you. Okay.
And as long as we could just keep that name private, but keep it between us.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay. Now, are you dealing with someone who is related or in PG Lang, or are you dealing with someone who maybe PG Lang works with? Because that's also very important.
Someone who they work with.
Okay. So this isn't, for example, Dave Free. This isn't, for example, his manager. This isn't, someone who would be verified within PG Lang, who would be like, hey, listen, this is what we're doing. This might be a third party who they use to market songs.
I actually did get reached out to a third party, and that's when I ended up getting connected with the actual people, and the payment was from them.
Okay.
But yes, at first I was reached out to by a third party saying, hey, we can make some money on this deal. They want this.
So this isn't even confirmed to be anything associated to Kendrick Lamar, that Kendrick Lamar even have approval or knowledge or anything about it. This is somebody it could be a fan of a fan doing this. There's no proof of any of that. And this is very nasty of Akademiks to do this on Kendrick Lamar's birthday and right before his Juneteenth concert, where he's probably going to perform some of these songs, most definitely the Not Like Us song. So I really hate Akademiks a lot for this. And I really do think that he's being paid off by Drake as a petty scorpion. I feel like he would do something like that day after posting on IG all of his Father's Day stuff, showing that he's being a father to his son and stuff like that, after Kendrick Lamar called him out for being a piece of crap on Meet the Grams. Now you can see his dad genes just dilute through generations. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about pure blood and hybrid.
And then also check your Instagram DMs.
Okay.
And again, I'm not on anybody's side. I'm not on anybody's team. I'm not in favor of somebody. I'm not here to pick and choose.
Okay.
And even after this, if you want to call me privately and I'll show you everything and I'll explain it more in detail with names.
I'll tell you guys what I'm seeing. I'm not going to show it on camera. Obviously, I don't want to betray his trust. This is a bank statement from, well, not statement. This is a video of him being in his bank account and him showing that on May 6th, he received a Zelle payment from, and I won't say that person's name.
Thank you.
But it was for $2,500. Now, when did Not Like Us drop? That's important. Actually, I got it right here. It's May 4th.
Yeah.
So you got paid 2 days after.
Yeah, I got reached out to. It was May 5th afternoon, and that's when they were like, and I will send you also receipts of that as well. Me being reached out to by the third party and then being paid by them. And they actually told me, they're like, hey, we can make some money on this. They just did this drop. They want to just push it. That's how they worded it. They said that we want to push the song. We want to make it look like a crazy hit, and we want to go crazy, and everybody wants to get paid. Okay. So I'm saying, fine, yeah, that's cool. Let's do it.
Could you send me that as well?
Yes, I will.
Okay. And by the way, chat, again, this guy might be witty with fucking software, but it doesn't look like an actual bank account. And there's a name that I recognize that I won't say, but
yeah. And the only reason I blacked out a little bit right there is because it is my first name. And later I will, if you want, I will call and screen share with you on FaceTime or whatever you want, and I would scroll out of the app. I'll log in. I'll click on it. I'll do whatever you need me to do.
Okay.
And it wasn't for like a crazy amount of streams either. That's what I'm saying. It was just for an initial push.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not responsible for all the streams. I'm not responsible. He has a hit. It did good. It's an amazing song. It's very catchy, and that's why everybody likes it.
Okay, now what about Drake? Now, I know Drake uses the same streams. Why isn't Akademiks talking about that? I hate that he's want to target Kendrick Lamar with this and he recognized names and stuff like that. You know Drake uses those streams. You know Taylor Swift and most of the industry labels uses the big machine. That's why J. Cole always rap about these artists is faking these streams.
Okay, so let me
I'm just saying
you
we need that initial push.
So it was 30 million streams, but on what platform?
Spotify. On the thing about it is Spotify is the most bought, like easy to bought platform, and a lot of people know this, and it's it's been around for a while. It's no secret that people bought.
Is it
a lot of people bought? A lot of artists bought.
Is it easier to bought than like say YouTube or like Apple Music?
So the thing about Apple Music is you actually can't bought Apple Music, and anybody who works in this industry will tell you can't.
Right. Apple Music is the most solidified place where you can't buy it. I remember a lot of times people talking about that early on in the couple of years. That's why people was talking about Spotify is the most compromised, but yet it's used a lot in conversations and rap conversations. Oh, well, he's the number one Spotify artist in the world. Let's keep it going.
Why not?
Because their platform isn't a free platform. It's not free to use.
Yeah, but you said that the accounts that y'all are using for Spotify
is
premium.
They actually ended up patching that. So you used to be able to do Apple Music the same way you're able to do Spotify.
What do you mean?
But they actually patched down. Like you used to be able to do the fake gift cards, the fake streams that way. But they actually made it so you can't. They have the best security when it comes to bot protection out of any streaming platform. YouTube, there will forever be bots because it's paid. It's free. You don't have to have an account. You could be a guest and you could watch a video and it will count as a view. Apple Music has been able to crack down on it for the longest time. And for Spotify, it's a 30-day free trial. But for Apple Music, you have to pay, and you're an iPhone user, etc.
So Apple Music is the only legitimate, you heard it here first, the only legitimate streaming platform service that you should look to for who has the best numbers. But even then, there could be you know who's also signed to Apple Music? Because it's funny, because I know this is about to really get the Drake fans mad. Drake has deals with Apple Music, a whole bunch of deals with Apple Music. Now, think about the fact that he's number one streaming artist and he's signed somewhat to Apple Music.
Okay, so it was 30 million on Spotify.
Yeah, only on Spotify, nothing else. I have nothing to do with YouTube. I have nothing to do with Apple Music. I have nothing to do with Shazam or any of those other platforms.
Okay, so this is going to be the sticking point that I'm going to be confused about. This song is going to make millions of dollars. Yeah. Why the hell would they fleece you out of? It appears that it's like maybe, let's say $5,000, and I know they, whoever told you points on the song, but they could have probably just gave you another 10, and you could tell me if they gave you 15,000, would you have why did they get here?
Yeah, because I literally I lost money. Like I paid out of pocket to pay for the streams, and I didn't receive money. That's the only reason. Like if they paid me, I would have kept my mouth shut. Like I obviously I'm not gonna say anything. I do good business. People do good business with me. I'm not gonna say anything. That again, I don't take sides. I'm not biased. I don't care who it is.
How much?
I don't lost? Really know.
How much money?
So for me, I did come out of pocket about like close to $10,000.
Okay.
And I did use some of it. Just that 2.5, I did use it. It did go to that cost.
Okay. And so why didn't they pay you then? The rest of the money?
I still don't understand. I don't know why to this day. That's another reason why I don't know why they couldn't have just finished paying me, or I couldn't have been reached out to somebody else and they could have explained it to me, and then I just would have kept my mouth shut, and then we wouldn't have gotten here.
Okay, so break it down to me. So you're dealing with this third party company that I'm guessing they're working with. They're the one who got you to start the fake streams, and then you get paid. And by the way, I will say this: the person who allegedly paid him, at least from what I saw on it was a Zelle.
Yeah.
It's somebody it's associated definitely with the camp. Did you at least go back to the third party people and be like, hey, what's up with the rest of the money? And then
I did.
maybe did you try to go ahead.
Yeah, so I did reach out. I was calling, I was texting, hey, like any updates, anything new? Could you let me know what's happening? Question marks, and just didn't receive anything. And I didn't really worry about it. I was just like, okay, maybe they're busy. It's a crazy drop. I'm not gonna go out there and try to attack them. I'm not gonna go look for them. I'm not gonna do anything like that.
And they just ghosted you.
I mean, yeah, I got ghosted by the third party.
So if you got ghosted by the third party, did you try to get in contact with the team around Kendrick?
Yeah, I did. I reached out to some people. Nothing really, like no interest. And then I also reached out to some people from the other camp as well, and they just said they weren't interested in anything at all.
Oh, what do you mean the other camp?
Drake. So I tried to reach.
Boom. Now that's what I needed. I just needed that so then now I can pause because I just needed that solidification for the whole entire reaction that I was having because I never watched this video. So y'all hearing my live reaction to this whole entire thing. So when I implement Drake, it's not because, oh, I hate Drake. No, it's because I know the system, bro. If the number one artist is Drake and you're talking about the number 2 or 3 or whoever y'all labeled him before, Kendrick Lamar is using it, wouldn't you think that the number one artist fakest numbers would be used by Drake? And he's also signed to Apple Music. So if Apple Music is the number one protected thing and Lucien Grange owns all of this other stuff, like, wouldn't y'all think that the number one artist would have the most fakest streams? That's all I want y'all to understand. And it's not discrediting their art or none of that. It's management, it's business. That's why y'all don't understand how deep this music industry is. It's a lot more programming than it is art, to be honest.
Reach out to them and say, hey, what's up? Like anything, blah, blah, blah. And they just weren't showing any interest at all.
Why would you reach out to Drake's camp?
Because that's who they're beefing with. That's the other side. I'm just saying if anything happened over there. I was just asking. I was trying to see if they had any involvement. If they, and I also try to tell them like, hey, this is what happened. Same thing like how I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
I try to explain that to them or try to get in contact with them, and they just showed no interest and they shut me down.
So were you just trying to switch sides? Well, not necessarily switch sides. I know you say don't pick sides, but were you just trying to be like, all right, cool. If y'all not going to pay for my services, maybe I could get Drake to pay for my services to do stuff for him.
Yeah. If they wanted the ammo, if they wanted, the knowledge, I was going to go over there and be like, hey, like just a heads up.
Notice how he's talking about Drake and how Drake Camp turned him down. That's cap. He clearly lied. Now I know that this solidified my reaction. Now I know I'm not tripping. I know I wasn't tripping because I always keep it a bean. Y'all already know how I keep it, bro. I keep it real, bro. And people gonna mistake it for hate, but it's really not. It's really just telling the truth so real that it just seems like, oh, he got a little disdain. No, I really don't. This is all entertainment. Bro, the fact that this guy went to Drake Camp first, then somehow this guy ends up with Akademiks, the number one Drake defender. I'm talking about number one Drake. Drake and him are love buddies. It's him, Drake, and Lil Yachty. That's the greatest. Let's keep it going.
But no, they seemed very uninterested and they didn't want anything to do with it.
And you were willing to like, yo, Drake, listen, I'll expose it. I'll give you the details of how we did business that you could use as ammo against this guy.
Yes. And he just said, it's like, it's not even worth it. It's like, well, this is what they were saying. They were saying it's probably not worth it. It's not worth it to reach out. We're just gonna, we're not interested in what you have to say pretty much.
Okay. Now, again, I know you're verifying certain things to me, but you've also said that you're kind of done with this type of stuff. Could you say any of these names? Because people are going to be like, it's going to seem far-fetched to be like, okay, if no one supposedly knows you and you're in this secret business, yeah, maybe you had some ties to some team that worked with Kendrick, but how the hell did you reach out to OVO? Like, how does that work?
So, I mean, I told you, like, I've been around for a while. If you're in the industry and, you're in the streaming world, you know who I am. And it's like, I do have connections there. Like, I've been working around the world pretty much with a lot of labels and a lot of artists. So I have connections. So I could reach out to an artist, or I could get somebody from my team to reach out to an artist for me. And then I usually always get a response. It's not like me just DMing somebody saying, hey, what's up?
Okay. So basically through your connections. Okay. All right. All right. So wait, when did the threatening start? Okay. So they're finessing you. They're not paying you the rest of it, but why threaten you? That's
so honestly, and I think it's because of this. I think it's because they know I was tripping about payment, and it might have been the third party as well, who was also like, hey, like this, maybe we scam this guy for his cut. So we want to just make him seem scared so he doesn't say anything, so he doesn't ruin our rep. So they're like,
like,
let's
you think
just
the third party might have scammed you, not Kendrick's team themselves. You think they may have talked you up into blah blah blah, that you could probably do more and probably do it quickly, and then they ghosted you, right? Am I making sense?
Yeah. So again, I don't know who's threatening me. I don't know why they are, but again, I'm gonna send you this. I'm gonna send you the screenshot right now.
Okay. All right.
But it's like,
so why is this labeled as? Why was a lot of people saying that Kendrick Lamar was the one sending the threat, or his label was sending the threat? It's literally the third party. Like, come on, bro. This is so much falsified stuff. Like, this is false. Like, this just sounds like cap, and I'm reacting to cap. But we're just gonna keep it going because I want people to get more insight and to realize how much of a raccoon Akademiks is, because he's very much compromised. He's paid off by I don't know who. He's paid off by a white supremacist. It has to be someone that hates black people, because he's constantly he's the opposite for helping us. Like, it's hard to explain, but Not Like Us is a revolutionary song. It's not also just a hit song to destroy Drake. It's to destroy the colonizer. It's to destroy the person that's not working hard enough, but somehow gaining so much credit, while you got other people actually working their ass off and keeping it authentic, 100% authentic, with their work ethic, and they grind hard, and they don't even get that much appreciation because they doesn't fall into the lines and the guidelines of being successful, which is another system that plays off of color and all of this other stuff. Let's keep it going.
I get like weird texts every now and then, and calls and FaceTimes and spams. People tell me they know where I live, etc. And it's like, again, it could be people just they don't want me to do exactly what I'm doing right now. And the only reason I am doing what I am doing right now on this stream is just as reassurance for myself to make sure I'm okay. So you kind of get where I'm coming from now? It's almost like just like a safety net for me.
Okay. Did you send me the message of whoever's? Well, you don't got to tell me who at this point, but
yeah, I got you.
Now, here's the thing. I kind of believe you. From where I sit, and this isn't a Kendrick thing, if you ask me. This is
it's really not. I promise you, it's not. It's just a music thing in general, and it's also an explanation of how easy it is for platforms to fake it. And it's like, it's not genuine. If it was any other artist, I would tell you the same thing. It just happens so that this is the song, and this is the artist, and this is the third party who paid me, and this is etc. If it was anybody else, I'd be saying the same thing. It has nothing to do with Drake, and it has nothing to do with Kendrick.
Were the people threatening you on Kendrick's team, or was it from the third party, you believe?
I don't know. I can't say if it was or if it wasn't. And that's because I genuinely don't know. If I did, I would tell you.
Okay. All right.
That's just one of them.
So you've just been getting random like phone numbers
every day. Literally, I like people just sending me shit to my name every day. Calls,
I'll read
texts.
the message. Some random number says, "We know where you live. You can't hide forever." Why were they threatening you back in May?
Because I told them like, yo, like I was messaging them, yo, like anything, money, like I'm gonna say something. I need this. Like you guys can't do this. Like I think they knew, because they knew who I was and they knew who I was talking to. Maybe it got out that I was talking to some people around me. Maybe the word got out to them that I was gonna say something, or I was gonna go reach out to people and be like, hey, these guys, don't work with them, etc. So I think that's what kind of scared them into thinking like, oh, let's just, scare him. Maybe he's a young kid. Let's just scare him. He won't say anything.
Okay. I had heard that there is possible an article coming out about some stuff doing with you and fake streams.
I wouldn't know.
Someone,
I mean, journalists have reached out to me. People have reached out to me.
Someone told me Rolling Stones was talking to you. I don't know if that's true.
I can't, I don't know. I can't confirm or deny, but I have had journalists reach out to me. I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to me, contacted me first, asked me for what happened, my side, and I spoke.
Okay. All right. So other than this song, and it appears that like, what's a good amount of money you feel that would make you whole?
It's honestly, it's not the money because I really don't care. Like I have money. I've been doing this
I know
for a while,
and because I've seen your account, you got money. Hear what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It is about the money though. People did some bad business with you, and yeah, you could try to say, well, it's because I operate on good faith and somebody fucked me over and that's why I'm doing this. But if they had paid you the money, you'd have been good. So I'm wondering how much money was this really over?
Just what I lost. And it's not even over that because like people take L's on money all the time. It was more of like you could say, yeah, it was for money. The basis of it was for money, but it was more for like, why did they just stop responding and just take it? Yeah. But the money is like it's the one thing. It's a big deal. That's like
how much money?
I technically lost about like let's say $9,000 to like $11,000.
So if they had sent you 15,000, you'd be good.
I would have been fine. I would have been like, okay, good business. It's done. I'm not saying anything. Good working with you guys. Thank you for bringing me clients again.
Okay. Now this is going to confuse me.
I think Drake spends way more on botting because 10 to 11,000, that just seems too cheap. I'm sorry, I don't care what people say. Like Kendrick is a multi-millionaire. Like these are people who their management, bro. Like these people got money. Like 15, bro, get out of here, bro.
I've done business with people near and far, many people. And I've not always had a positive business dealing with everyone. Some people have tried to run off.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that I shoot myself in the foot and blow up the entire business, because that's what you're doing now, right? So, I know you're saying you're getting threatened.
Yeah, that is the main reason. It's not because like, oh, I'm a pussy, I'm scared of this. Like, no, I'm genuinely getting like threats, and like people around me are getting calls. I wake up to calls from people I know saying like, yo, why are random numbers texting me, telling me to give you your stuff, telling me, hey, get me in contact with this dude. Hey, get me in contact with him. Tell him answer his phone. Like at this point, it's just gone way too far to the point where, I mean, I could still be here and make automated money, and I could do it without. I have my own site. I have my own public resources. I have people working under me that will still continue to make me money. But as myself, I can't be the front man. I can't keep doing this.
Why not just go to the police?
What are they gonna do? I'm gonna send them the text. They're not gonna do anything. I'm a kid, and even 1% of that song would have been
Bro, this is a kid? Oh my god, I'm about to end the video, y'all. Hey, it's your boy Alphamediaroom. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Academics, you're an idiot.